Xinglong village. After 6 months, villagers compare the government. The mayor's sign. The villager's sign. Located in the south suburbs of Chengdu, Xinglong is a beautiful village with blue sky, green paddy field, and nice villagers. Right now, the field still looks pale green under the sunshine of this summer in 2012. However, this is the last beautiful summer for this land. On June 18th, the approval for Xinglong Lake project was issued by the Chengdu Municipal Development and Reform Commission. The Xinglong Lake project is used for processing the dirty water from the city and improving the ecological environment. So, part of Xinglong will become a 3.4 million square meters man-made lake, which involving 4 villages. Therefore, nearly 3,000 villagers have to relocate. Zheng Yongfang, a 41-year-old rural woman, is a villager from Baotown village, which is one of the 4 villages. As a housewife, Zheng not only takes care of family members and cooks at home, but also has to farm approximately 3,000 square meters, mostly by herself. Her husband, Gao Zhenfu, works in the nearest brickyard. The couple supports the whole family, including their parents and a 17-year-old son. Every year, Zheng always plants strawberries in the ground. After all the expenses and payments, Zheng's happiness year's work equals 30,000 yuan in the harvest season.
The income from planting the strawberries can support our home family as well as my son. So I'd like to farm at home rather than working for someone else. Half a year, I can get a good harvest.
Zheng did not plant the strawberries on the ground this summer. What she expected was to cultivate the rice in the fields until September. The village committee noticed the villagers will be relocated in July. Some villagers still applied the fertilizer to the rice so that they can get a harvest. The compensation standard of the land from the local government is only 33,000 yuan per square meters. Most villagers are not satisfied with the compensation.
I heard that our land compensation is at least 45,000 yuan per square meter. But now the official just told us that 33,000 yuan per square meters. 33 yuan per square meter is not enough. We have to pay for the social security of all of our family members.
The compensation is too low. The government uses the 2009 standard of compensation. What's more, the village committee never holds a meeting about the removing.
The village committee is part of the government, but the director of the village committee refused my interview. Long Li, who is the member of the village committee, also avoided answering some of my questions.
According to the 2009 Foothills compensation standard, it is 33,000 yuan per square meter. But the government cannot make an explanation.
Personally, she said the land compensation should be based on the 2011 document. Zheng said if they have to move out this village, they may go to another village to rent a house. Houses in the town of Xinglong are so expensive to rent.
Definitely, it is not reasonable. If we leave our land, we have to pay a lot of other payments by ourselves. Our life pressure increased at least 50 times. We live here only to buy the meat. We have rice and vegetables. The villages need to use their own money to buy their social security, but the government says the Communist Party does not raise lazy people. Young people have to earn money to support the local security.
Zheng's husband, Gao, is not satisfied with the government.
The Xinglong government official must have taken our money, and also the villager committee, but we have no evidence to prove that. I heard of another town called Xiang Mountain. Their local government took 100 million yuan. It was astonishing. The government did not open the information to the public. We do not know how much money the land is worth. The village committee took our money. The local government also took some money. Why? I cannot say. They took the money.
Zhen's mother-in-law, Li Juhua, is over 60 years old. Li also farms at home. What can she do after leaving?
We have nothing to do after we leave. We pay for the Social Security so we can get 800 yuan a month.
Some elderly people live in Baotown village for a lifetime. This old lady lives here for nearly 60 years.
We have no choice. We have to move. I do not want to leave. Here the air is quite fresh and the road is good for walking.
Most elderly people do not want to leave.
I do not want to leave. No one wants to leave. We eat what we farm. We're old. We cannot go work for others.
Many villagers rely on farming to make a living.
Rural people do not have any working skills and education qualifications. How can they find a job? If villagers want to sweep the floor, society does not need too many people to do that. So it means that a lot of people will be unemployed.
The government also said the newborn baby who is born after the year 2009 cannot get the compensation fees. This was another problem for some of the villagers.
We do not know whether we pay for the public area in the apartment or if the government will pay for it. We have the right to know the size and type of the new apartment. If the government does not tell us the specific information, they will tell us after our signing, and then we have no way to change it.
On June 9, 2012, the villagers in the Baotown village moved out. People brought the furniture out. The houses were pulling. The bricks were neatly arranged. After that, what can we see is only ruins. Most villagers relocated. Only 14 families who live in the hillside did not relocate soon, because they are the second phase. A year ago, there were many beautiful leaf flowers, but right now, you can see they are working on the constructions. How can you imagine there will be many things made? Liu Diliang is a villager in Baotown village. After relocating, Liu is coming back for picking up the vegetables in his land.
Our house, this side to this side. We have some land there. I have 3 or 4 pieces of land there and there.
Guo Zhijun lives in the hillside, but her land cannot farm because of the relocation. So Guo is looking for the iron wire in the ruins of the house. Guo said the iron wire can be sold for 2 yuan per kilogram. It seems difficult to find.
They give us little money. How can we live? The new apartment has not yet begun to be built. The government says they plan to build a well-off society, but now it seems we will all be beggars.
During the whole afternoon, Guo only found little iron wire, which equals 1 yuan. After a while, her husband came to help her. On 12th December, more than 300 villagers gathered in the Xinglong government office to protest. The reason is that 11 villagers went to Beijing for petition the compensation province of their village on 11th. But the 11 villagers were severely beaten by the local government on that day. She Jiangang is one of the 11 petitioners. She recalled on December 11th. They arrived in Beijing. They went to the State Bureau for letters and calls, and the Beijing office for petitioning in the afternoon. Then they went back to their hotel. At midnight, a few people directly charged into their rooms.
When they came in, we were under their control soon, and they just beat us and said, "Go out." Then they just took us into 2 minibuses.
Those thugs took their mobile phones, identification cards, and money and then brought them to an overpass which was still under construction.
At first they called out our names. Who is Lai Shiming? Who is Tang Binghua? And so on. After that they dragged us and hit us again. Under the overpass, it was dark, and also there were no other people. They hit us violently. Eventually they took us back to the car, and they changed cars. But we do not know where to go.
The villagers have the right to petition. Why they were being beaten?
And one of the thugs said to us, "As long as you will not die, our task is complete." He said that they were only responsible to send us back. They hit us because the government was connected with the Beijing office. The local government gave money to someone for hitting us. And he also said the first petition time is not useful, and the file will be cancelled midway, so that we had to come several times to make a difference. You cannot see my face injuries, but I have internal injuries. A man swatted my ears, and after that my ears had tinnitus. I feel my head is very heavy, very dizzy, and I have a strong headache.
The 11 villagers were taken back by cars for nearly 20 hours from Beijing to Chengdu on 12th.
After coming back, we came to the conference room for solving problems at the government office. All the top officials of the Xinglong government said they will make us disappear. One of the leaders pointed to me and said, "Be careful, or you will lose your head. I know you."
On 12th afternoon, the villagers dragged the mayor Song Zhongyu out. Song wrote the assurance letter to ensure the 11 petitioners and their relatives are safe, and the government will not beat them. He also signed his name and stamped on the letter. But the government does not like to talk about the fact.
Yes, 11 visitors went to Beijing for petitioning, but the event of beating the petitioners was spread as false news by villagers. I do not know this thing clearly. As officials at the grassroots level, they just appease the villagers' excitement. In order to prevent the conflict from expanding, the top officials had their own method to solve the problem.
The government did not open the relocation information to the public until the villagers signed the relocation compensation agreement. The villagers need to use their houses 35 square meters to exchange for the government apartments 35 square meters. If villagers need more areas for their houses, they have to pay for them. Moreover, the agreement explained that the area of elevator apartment including the public area, meaning they have to pay for the public area. In addition, most of villagers do not know what the public area is in apartments.
Most villagers do not know that. After all, the country will not pay for public area. Therefore, we will explain that when they move to the apartment.
Zhen's family rent the house for 6,200 yuan a year. The transition fee paid by the government is 180 yuan for one person a month. The transition fee is not enough for the life expenses and house renting of Zhen's family.
I pay more than 10,000 yuan for Social Security every year, 864 yuan a month. My husband also has to pay 10,000 yuan a year, including social insurance and medical insurance. So our money is not enough. Though the government will pay for 12 years, we have to pay 3 years. The burden is heavy for us now. My husband and I both have 70-year-old parents to take care of. When we came here, we had to buy everything we need, such as electricity, water, liquid gas. We even have to buy onions and garlic.
The Xinlu Lake construction still has not started until March 2013 because some of the villagers destroyed the construction cars, forcing the project cannot be started. After 2 or 3 years, villagers may get the apartments. Before moving into the apartments, there still will be a lot of problems between the villagers and the local government. more than 6 months, the beautiful village became ruins. The leisurely and comfortable countryside life has gone. The more people involved in the lives of high pressure in the city.